Welcome back to Without a Doubt, the podcast. I'm your host, Mad, a cycle breaker, entrepreneur, and a sprinkle of reality. This podcast is a place where we celebrate living life authentically and organically as ourselves. We're the ones breaking cycles, making waves, and living out the truest versions of who we are meant to be. Every week, I bring you a brand new episode relating to self-discovery, human experience, and authentic self. Did you know that the most Googled question is what to watch? Which had me thinking, why is it that when we feel we have nothing to do or we think we should rest, that includes rotting in front of the television? TVs and televised shows at one point help spread information and entertain. When I say spread information, I mean propaganda and news and cable and all of the above. From the simulcast of combat to the man landing on the moon, televised events brought life into living rooms around the country, and that altered public understanding of the world around us. There are some fun facts about TVs, by the way. Electronic television was actually successfully demonstrated in San Francisco in 1927, but the first television was actually created in 1907. Fun fact for you, as we all once know, maybe not, if you're a Gen Z, you probably didn't know, but the television was actually a luxury item in the standard household feature around the world. Television has evolved. As we all know, it was a luxury item back in the day, but now it's a standard household feature in almost everybody's home around the world. The home video market revenue was about $384 million in 2023, and the average American has 2.3 TVs, with most of them living, that is where your TV lives, in the living room, but most of our TVs are located in our living room and our primary bedrooms. And then half of these TVs aren't even connected to cable or satellite. I do not have cable, fun fact. I do not watch the news. I hate the news. I'm not a fan of politics and all of the things, but we live it. We have to be a part of it. But I find that so much of the news is swayed. So we don't watch cable. What to watch? Why is this the most Googled question? Googles, right? Like, why is it that TV is our entertainment source? There's so much to do. I know I do complain that here in Florida, it is sweltering and basically a sauna outside over summer. We are in tropical seasonal depression, but we stay inside, and I guess we do rot in front of the TV, and summer TV sucks. So we bitch about it, but I'm all here. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying TV's wrong. I'm all here for a binge day, but I'm getting to the point where TV can be a distraction. Television should be our last resort, I feel like, of entertainment. What if we did other things when we were bored versus switching on that black box of trash? What if we got crafty, did some gardening, took a walk, read a book, fixed something, cooked a meal, worked even on a passion project? Hello, this is my podcast. I believe we would all feel more inspired, more motivated, and we would probably all feel more fulfilled. It may just be me, but oftentimes I'm bored when I watch TV. I fidget, I'm scrolling my phone, I'm working, I'm stretching, I'm doing a workout, or I do another activity simultaneously while I watch TV. I need more stimulation than that box emulating blue light and rotting my brain. During COVID, we all watched so much TV. There really wasn't that much to do. We got stuck in Joe Exotic. We all had to stay home. I resorted to doing puzzles and projects, and the TV actually became background noise. Growing up, that is what the TV was. I did my homework and I watched Maury when I got home. I crafted and I watched TV. In the mornings, I watched Saved by the Bell and got ready for school. Kendra actually has a TV app, and it's a guide to help us and remind us what we're watching, keep us updated on what episodes we need to watch. And it has a tally of how many months, or how much time, I should say, we spent watching TV. And it says right now 7 months of TV time that we've watched. That's fucking disgusting, disturbing, and what the fuck. Like, I rotted away for a total of 7 months. And I guarantee you there's a lot more than just 7 months that were not even logged into this TV app. Imagine if you logged your own hours. How many would you have? Let's make a collective agreement right now that in August of 2024, we're going to live a little bit more and do a fuck ton less of TV time. But this top Google question really had my wheels turning because so often I find TV to be a distraction, a hindrance. However, there are some aspects of TV that can be beneficial, like for real. There are positive aspects of television for personal growth. A few, 4. Maybe a couple more, but definitely 4. We're going to talk about them. Educational content, there's like television programs like PBS, documentaries, educational shows, informational series. Those things can actually provide valuable knowledge for your own personal growth. We can learn a lot about different cultures, historical events, scientific discoveries, and more. That will help expand our understanding of the world. There are also, number 2, inspirational stories. There are television shows often featuring inspirational stories of people overcoming challenges. A lot of docuseries, like sports ones for sure, where you can see them achieving their goals or making a positive impact on society. There's a ton. HBO makes them, Amazon makes them. All of these different, really, content sources are making inspirational content because these narratives motivate people to pursue their own aspirations and develop resilience and strive for our own personal growth. People are really interested in how people did it. How did you get so successful? When docuseries are put out, things about celebrities or athletes that are really successful, people tune in. I have been glued to the TV this past week because guess what's on? The Olympics. Like, are you not glued to it as well? And there's so much on there that's inspiring and motivating, but also just super interesting. Anyone else over here love a good sports docuseries? Like, I've been talking about it because I love the struggles. I love the obstacles. I love the underdogs. I really do. But the Olympics is something I wish was on all year long. I know it's not really possible. I wish TV was like this all the time because PBS is like this National Geographic and there are channels meant to provide and inspire, but the Olympics, there's just something about it. There's all ages, races, genders, there's 2, but just so many different body types, and it's really inspiring to look around. Number 3, we're going to talk about skill development. There are shows like HGTV, DIY shows, cooking shows, home improvement shows, all of that stuff. If you watch and learn, you can actually level up your skills, and this might even enhance your creativity, broaden some of your capabilities, and this helps foster more personal growth and self-improvement. And finally, there's a lot of stuff that helps us bring cultural awareness. TV can expose you to diverse perspectives, traditions, and experiences from all around the world. And if you watch these different programs, like, it can show you different cultures or different things. There's some really strange things also. This is just like off topic, not in my notes, but I was just thinking about this. I really am into I guess I'm not into them anymore, but prison shows and things like that. There's like the worst prisons around the world. Like, these are shows that can expose you to things that you don't even realize that you have the privilege here if you're listening to this in America. There's things that can broaden your understanding of humanity. And these are different things that I really think that there are for real movies, shows, documentaries about other cultures that we need to watch so we can gain more global awareness. Hello, it's 2024. Like, we have the access and the resources. It's super important for us to be mindful, though, of what television consumption habits that we choose, what programs that are aligning with our own personal goals. And I really mean this because oftentimes we watch shows that are maybe, I call it living rent-free, like thrillers and scary things. Those are all things that I'm not trying to watch. I don't want to be disturbed in the mind. I already got to have my own trauma. There are articles that can argue that excessive television can lead to decreased focus, which I agree, reduced physical activity, which I love to be a couch potato, and limited social interactions. Hello, mushing away, being an introvert, and all of this stuff hinders our personal growth. I know this for a fact. I've let my own lack of motivation allow me to melt into the couch, which I've said, my little couch potato, and I've let the TV become a huge distraction. There are negative effects to TV for sure on your personal growth. Maybe you're thinking about it. Maybe you're like, you know what? I have been glued to something and I've been stuck doing nothing. This impact of unrealistic portrayals of life on television on your self-esteem and personal goals can be so significant. It also presents idealized versions of reality. Like, it showcases People with flawless appearances and extravagant lifestyles and effortless success, which all of that is bullshit. It's not real. It's unrealistic expectations for us viewers. It leads to negative effects on our own self-esteem and our own goals. Usually what happens, people start comparing themselves to these reality shows and the glamour and the perfect characters that we see on TV, and we start to feel inadequate or dissatisfied with what we have. And that actually results to feeling low self-worth, insecurity, and just a fucked up, distorted perception of reality. As a result, we're going to start to struggle to accept ourselves for who we actually are, for feeling who we are as our authentic self and loving what we have right now. That's going to really lead to us having difficulties in setting realistic personal goals for ourselves. I find a lot of the TV is just entertainment trash. Like, I do love trash TV. Don't get me wrong. It's got that rap for a reason. Like, I love 90 Day Fiancé. It's like the #1 reality show out there. Any TLC show. Below Deck, give it to me all the garbage shit. But it really provides nothing other than entertainment. You're not learning anything from this show. And how often do we need to be entertained? There's like that ongoing joke that we're at this point that everyone has like the attention span of a goldfish. And it's true. If you watched entertainment shows like on Hulu, The Bear, I guess maybe now because I do content creation and things, but maybe now you'll pay attention too. There are episodes and scenes where they are cutting through so fast within 3 seconds. And before you know it, the episode is over. And it just flies by. And I watched one episode. I don't know what number it is now off the top of my head. Another off outline side note about TV, because I do watch it. I do feel distracted by it. And I can't believe this is still the #1 Google thing. But when you're watching The Bear, maybe it's in this final season 3, episode 1, the scenes fly because it is cut so fast. And that is because our attention span is drawn in to 3 seconds at a time. So if you start watching shows, start paying attention. Below Deck also does this. I notice this in so much of the shows. So many of the shows that I watch, they're panning out to things and in and out because we are so distracted and we need that pull in on the draw in on TV. I think it's really important for us to be mindful of the impact of what television can do for our self-esteem and for our own personal goals. Hence why I think this is a crazy Googled question. I think a lot of times we need to start recognizing like the difference between fiction and reality. And sometimes that's hard. My mom loves TV too. And I always know she would be like, maybe if you grew up in the 90s like I did, my mom used to talk about Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson when they were married. They had their show on MTV. My mom said they were her best friends. And that's because she watched the show. She loved the show. They gave you that inside reality life of them. She loved them. Chrissy Teigen does this on Instagram, or did, and gave my mom so much, like, my mom feels like she knows her. Like, a lot of times, like, that fiction and reality, the line is so blurred. And I think a lot of us are forgetting we need to have our own lives. We're not celebrities. We're not these people. We have our own lives. We need to create healthier perspectives and focus on achieving more attainable goals and meaningful personal goals for ourselves. I think we're very easily influenced by commercials, TV, marketing, shows. I don't think TV is a devil, but I do think it can be the hindrance and distraction. I do think that we need to use it better for our own lives. Here are 3 ways to make sure TV isn't fucking with your goals in your life. #1, we need to make sure we're setting some limits, okay? Like, how much time are you spending watching TV, like, every day? Do you watch 4 hours every night? Like, if that's your wind down, whatever, like, no judgment, but could you be doing something better with your time? Excessive screen time, like, actually can get in the way of you doing other things. What if maybe you spent an hour reading, or maybe you spent an hour drawing or doing something else rather than just watching a show? A lot of times I will hear people say like, oh, I watched a whole season of this week, or a whole show this weekend. I'm like, that's 8+ hours of TV in 2 days, or 8+ hours in 1 day. What else could we have done with that time? I just started thinking about like the blue light infiltrating our brain. It's literally brain rot. What is it that you're watching? What is it that you're watching before bed? Does it wind you up? Do you have a hard time going to sleep? Does it relax you? Certain shows make you feel on edge and suspenseful, and some shows also draw you in. Are you watching it to deflect you from your bedtime? Are you fighting sleep like a baby? We need sleep, by the way. So if sleep is a thing for you at bedtime, I'm going to just give you a little reminder that I too am working on things. Okay. Dang, I just looked at my nails and it's broken. That's annoying. How do I go on? How do I go on? Okay. Also, I think we need to start prioritizing personal development. And that means not prioritizing TV. Hello, Madison. I always say this because sometimes we do like, oh, I need to watch some TV. What the fuck for? Read, exercise, learn a new skill. I've really been wanting to shuffle dance, and I'm going to buy this course. It's $40. And I'm going to try to start engaging 1 hour a day to shuffle dance. I'm going to do it. I'm holding myself accountable. I want to engage in a new hobby. We can make these activities a priority. Instead, I've been sitting around watching like Survivor or the Olympics, which I could shuffle dance for an hour and burn a few calories. What habits can you add into your day instead of watching TV? And I really want you to maybe think about it and evaluate. How much time do you stay stagnant when you're watching TV? I know some people maybe cook and watch TV or they do other things. I started actually using TV as my time to work out. And that's how I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I get to watch my favorite episode of usually Survivor, and then I'll just lift. Multitasking with TV is how I feel less guilty for watching TV. Doing my laundry, watching TV, doing a puzzle, watching TV, letting the TV live in the background if needed. It's not my main focus, it's a sideshow. And like I said, we're going to start practicing more mindful watching instead of binge watching shows. Maybe like pay attention to the messages and the themes that are reflected in these shows, or maybe how they can even impact your personal growth. Do you ever feel icky when you're watching something? Like, that's not the show for you. Do you not find it humorous? Like, are you enjoying it? Like, no, it's not for you. Do you find yourself comparing or feeling less than? That's not for you. Sometimes I do find myself feeling down when I watch certain documentaries, and I think I know for a fact that'll have an impact on my day and my mood. We all need to be better about that stuff. Our environment impacts ourselves. Our environment impacts our growth. Our environment impacts where we go and what holds us back. I think that's why I talk about docuseries and shows that are inspiring versus shit like scary movies, because who the fuck needs, once again, that stuff living rent-free in your brain? And I used to brag at the time that I was a TV hoe. I loved and I saw every show. Like, I was up to date on what was trending on TV. But in the last year, I've been rewatching Modern Family, Schitt's Creek, random HGTV, House Hunter shows. I try to stay away from the reality shit. Although I still love Below Deck, I have taken a mini break from 90 Day Fiancé. I've been really diving into reading again, working on my own projects, gardening, and just doing the things other than TV. I'm just tired of TV, and I guess other people are too. And that's why it's probably the most Googled question, because there's nothing to watch. We need to get outdoors. We need to get back into nature. We need to ground ourselves. And we need to find inspiration and motivation. That is what we need. And it's not the TV, I promise. I can't tell you how many docuseries that I've watched trying to gather a theme for motivation. The end motto is just get it done. Just start. Just go. Because no one ever just got successful by sitting on their ass watching TV. I'll leave you with the same old line in this kick in the ass to remind you that you are without a doubt a badass. Don't you forget it. We'll chat next week. If you have any topic ideas that you're interested in sharing or hearing or spilling the tea, maybe you want to share a story with me, email me at itsyourgirlmatt@gmail.com. We're running into the 1-year mark of this show, and I cannot believe that. I was actually planning on taking a week, 2, 3, maybe a month hiatus, but a little birdie was in my ear telling me, you know what, girl, just keep it on going, and why the fuck not? I've got the momentum, I've got this inspiration, and I've got you here listening. I appreciate you as always. Don't forget, if you've been here this long and you haven't already left me a 5-star review or a review, I shouldn't be saying 5-star because that sounds desperate as fuck, but if you're here hanging, you're here. I'd love a review. I'd love to hear what you think. Talk next week. Peace out and see you around. Bye.